This conference will now be recorded.
Hi everyone. We have already seen the first two portions of this very interesting use case. Now, I hope you recall that we could achieve 75% accuracy. Now, what do we want to do? We want to push up this accuracy to a much higher level. At least we want to try our level best. If it is not possible, we will think about alternative approaches. Now, we are going to make an attempt. See, in the case of regression modeling, we have one distinct advantage. We can, right, think about adding new features on the basis of my experience. I have been working in the health sector for the past 10 years, so I know medical expenses, right? Medical expense is influenced by this variable, this variable, this variable, and then if I want to bring in new variables, I can also bring in and then try to find out whether the accuracy can be increased. Now that is what we want to try. See, now on the base, I have told you, I have worked in this field. On the base of my experience, what do I want to say? Right, medical expense is not same for young people as well as old people. In the case of old people, it is disproportionately more. What do I mean? When I was less than 40 years old, I hardly spent any amount towards medical expense. I didn't get any major disease. But when I was around 50, I used to spend on an average 10,000 rupees every year. When I was 60, probably I have to spend probably 30,000 rupees every year. And when I am 70, I have to spend probably 1 lakh every year, because when the age increases, then medical expense simply gallops. So as an experienced person, I know in such a case, we have to represent, right? We have to add one more term known as age square. See, when the age increases, when the age is up to 40, see, suppose I take age on x-axis and medical expense on y-axis. When the age is up to 40, the medical expenses slowly increases. When the age is between 40 and 50, it starts to increase a little bit steeply, and then 50 to 60, a little more steeply when it is 60 to 70. When the pattern is like this, slowly increases, fastly increases, rapidly increases, very rapidly increases, and then so such a situation can be represented by including one term known as age squared, age into age. So I note down this point. And then similarly, I have another hunch. What is it? BMI may have zero impact when it is less than or equal to 30. See, whether I am very, very lean or lean, right? And my medical expenses will not be significant. But the very moment I start putting on weight, right, 1 kilogram, 2 kilogram, 3 kilogram, and then my medical expenses start increasing. Here, what is the trend? Suppose I take BMI on x-axis, medical expenses y-axis. When the BMI is between 0 and 30, there won't be any medical expenses. But once it starts increasing after 30, when I put on more and more weight, it will increase. And then see, in the beginning, medical expenses is nothing, and then it starts increases slowly. When we took x on x-axis and medical expense y-axis, what was the relationship? See, it slowly increase and then fastly increase, rapidly increase. But now it remains simply zero for some time when BMI is up to 30, and then it starts increasing. If the pattern is like this, remains constant and then start increases. And on the basis of my experience in this field, I know that I have to introduce one special type of variable known as indicator variable. We will see about it within 2 minutes. Now you may ask me one question. Now I am assuming that I assume that I have to introduce one variable known as age square, and then another special type of variable known as BMI indicator. How do I know that my decisions are correct? Now, on the basis of my past experience, I think that these two variables will have an impact on medical expenses. So if I include these two terms in the model, my accuracy level will increase. What is my main objective? I should increase my accuracy level. Then only I can tell anyone that my model is 90% accurate, 87% accurate. Okay, at present it is only 75% accurate. Okay, that is my intention. Now what do they say? You, on the basis of your experience, you include new terms, no harm in it, and then find out the new p-value. If the p-value is 0.05, it means that you can include these new variables in the model. If it is greater than 0.05, you have to drop them. So there is nothing wrong in making an assumption, and then only you are going to make an assumption, proceed. Only if the data support your assumption, you are going to include the new variables. Otherwise, you are going to drop them. Similarly, I have one more assumption. I think that when these two variables interact, say there is one person who is a smoker, but he is not obese, right? And see, okay, example one, a person is only a smoker. Now he has to spend more amount than a normal person. Consider another person who is only obese, he doesn't smoke, right? So he is obese, so he has to spend more than the normal person, because when you are obese, you are likely to get number of disease. But consider a third person who is a smoker, who smokes, and who is also obese. Now he is a bulky guy, he also smokes. So here this combination will have harmful effects. So better we consider an interaction term. What do I mean? That we will see in the next slide. So on the basis of a past experience, I decide to include I decide to include three terms, right? A non-linear term for age, I mean age squared, and then I am going to create a special type of variable known as indicator variable for obesity, and I am going to include one interaction term, right, which will represent the right combination of these two effects. Now, how do I do it in reality? See, I take every value in the age column. This is the name of our table, this is the name of the table. Take this column, take every value in this column, square it. And then place the new value in a new column. We are creating a new column in this table, right? And then I am creating one indicator variable, right? Now I tell the computer, come on, go to this table, go to this column, take every value, right? If it is greater than or equal to 30, right? And then the value will be 1. The value will be 1. Value of this condition is true means 1. 1 into 1, 1. Place 1 in a new column. On the other hand, if the BMI value is less than or equal to 30, right, this condition will be false. What do I say? This is greater than or equal to 0, 30. If it is not so, the condition is false. The value is 0, because you know very well true represents 1, false represents 0. When you multiply 0 by 1, you get 0. Now we are opening a new column. We will have 1 in that column for all those people, right, for whom BMI is greater than or equal to 30. In other words, this column will have 1 for all bulky guys and 0 for all lean guys. Is idea clear? And then we are multiplying two factors. Now BMI is greater than or equal to 30 means he is obese or bulky guy, and then he is a smoker. So if we multiply, the impact when these two variables jointly, right, make an impact on medical expenses. When we add these three variables, you believe me or not, in the model the accuracy jumps to 86%. So now the domain experience is very important. Now I have already typed this code. I will copy and then I will execute, and then you yourself will see the value. See, this is the name of our table, right? Take every value in the column age, multiply it by 2, put it in the new column. Now for all bulky guys, stored 1 here. For all lean guys, store 0 in this new column. Multiply these two values, put it over here. Now we know we already have 7 variables, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we are adding 3 more variables, age 2, BMI 30, smoker, yes. Is a rough idea clear? Now when we include 3 variables, on the base of our knowledge, domain knowledge, the accuracy of the model will go up. So that is our hope. Let us check it. Right, we have now included these 3 variables. How do I know that these 3 variables have been included? Now I tell the computer, come on, display all the columns, display all the columns, display all the columns in this table, all the columns in this table, column names, I mean. Now earlier we had only 7 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we will have additional 3 columns, See, age. Now we have one more column known as age 2. See, similarly we have one more column known as BMI 30, one more column, this one. So now the columns, 3 more columns have been added. Now let me work out the regression coefficient once again. Let me work out the regression coefficient once again. Now let me see, I am including the new variable age to BMI 30 smoker. Now you also see the accuracy jumps to 86%. Is the rough idea clear? Okay, so your domain knowledge will help you a lot to do a lot in the model building. Now, very interesting videos like this will be posted in the days to come. Please subscribe to this channel. Thank you.